Okay, podcast time.
Podcast time.
Well, you really started it off guard. Caught us all off guard. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hello. Welcome back to the SubParPodcast.
Yes, sir.
Episode 2.
Yes, sir.
I'm Mason.
I'm Nevaeh.
And this time, we're recording this in my house.
Yes, sir.
And so if you hear my mom yelling, "God damn it!" in the background, it's because the football game is on.
I don't know what foot to the ball game, but it's a football game.
Yeah, football game. American football game. Okay, and there's also cats in here making noise, so there's that too. So, we also, just as an update, we decided that we're probably gonna. Okay, cat. He's playing with things. Ugh. I have a kitten.
Kitty. You're holding.
Oh my God! No! Don't walk on the screen. Okay.
We're gonna have to cut all that out.
Or leave it in just for fun.
Yeah. Cat mayhem.
Yeah.
Basically.
His name is Baloo.
Yeah.
And he is very loud.
He's
and
2 months
small.
old.
Yeah, 2 months.
Yeah. But like Mason was saying,
we're gonna do 2 weeks, every 2 weeks.
Yes, we decided on that. I feel like 1 week for now is kind of like, it won't give us much to talk about.
Yeah, and also the fact that every podcast ever is 1 week, like, at a time. So we want to break the mold. That's right. This will make us special.
Trendsetters.
Hell yeah. So today...
Oh, we're drinking Cool Blue Gatorade Thirst Quencher.
Yes. For context, we don't live under a rock. We have probably both had Gatorade before. I definitely know I have. I'm sure you have.
I have.
The whole point was that
the cat.
We were supposed to be drinking drinks that we like haven't tried yet, for fun, maybe a little like drink food review thing. But everything podcast related so far has been kind of last minute, and we've just like my brother had some Gatorade lying around at the house, and so I was like, hey, can we have some? And he was like, yes. So that's where we are.
I mean, it works out. It's better than water, because we had water the very first podcast, which is not a special drink.
Mm-hmm.
So
everyone and their mom has had water. So,
purified water.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah. But out of 10, I'd say I'd give this an 8. It's been pretty good. I drank all mine
it's
already.
An 8, I think, too. But the only issue is that, like, it's called the Thirst Quencher. But
Thirst Quench.
Yeah, but when I drink it, I want to drink more of it.
Right.
Because the evil little food scientists were like, haha, what if we put, like, salt in this to make you even more thirsty?
Yeah, wasn't that a thing about what water brand? Aquafina, I think?
Well, that's smart and awful. That people would do that.
I don't know. I remember Shane Dawson made a video about that. Ooh, and it was really popular.
The canceled king.
Yeah, I don't like him anymore, obviously. I feel like, I don't know, you can have your own point of view on that, but he made a video about it, and yeah, like you just said, they, like, on the back, on the ingredients of the bottle, it literally says salt. I'm like, that's kind of smart, actually, but I don't know. I don't know how to stand on it.
Smart, but fucked up. Good for business, bad for people.
Yes.
So we should spiral into recent events, right?
Oh, yes.
Things that have happened.
Okay. Well, recent events.
The presidential debate.
Oh, presidential debate. Chaotic. So bad. Like, I remember I was watching it with my mom, and then, they go into kind of having a discussion about the debate, and immediately after, they're saying this is the worst presidential debate that we've ever seen, and chaotic. I think everyone knows this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, were you watching it, like, live, right?
Yeah, I was. I kind of tuned in after kind of in the middle of it, because I was doing homework and I came down and I was like, oh shit, it's on. So yeah
Yeah, I was like, I watched it a really strange roundabout way. I watched a streamer named Vosh. Very good. He's a political streamer. And he was basically like doing live commentary over the debate. And so it was really funny to watch the debate and also see his like fuming reaction to it live. Um, yeah, they both did shit, but Trump did worse, arguing with
Agreed.
the moderator, Chris Wallace. Oh my god, this cat is so loud. Where is he? What are you doing back there? He's in my brother's closet. 1 second. You
No
talk
problem.
about the debate real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab him.
Okay. Not even saying this because I'm biased. Because, okay, whoa. He's getting everywhere. He's such a kitty. Because personally, I don't even like Trump in the first place. But I think we can all agree, just from a like neutral standpoint, that Trump did very bad. It was very. You could compare the way he talked to a child, like a toddler ranting, and like the bickering was insane. And I feel like
Excuse me.
excuse me. And then the moderator just was so. I kind of laughed. I felt bad, but like he was just no mannerisms. I feel like even though I haven't seen many presidential debates in my life because I'm
That old.
yeah, dang, oldies, but I don't know, like that was just so bad. There was it didn't feel formal, and I feel like at one point Trump was kind of bringing up, like when he brought up Joe Biden's son's drug addiction.
That was terrible.
I feel like he was saying that, yeah, exactly. That was so out of pocket and had no relevance. And I feel like
nothing to do with policies or even really a judge of character. Because he would bring up Biden's past, not his family.
I was just so shocked. I was like, if I was in that position, I would never. I know, like, if you're trying to win and you do anything to win, I would never.
Listen, dude. Okay, I'm just going to say this. But if I were in Biden's place, as Trump like brought up, oh, your son had a drug addiction, I would say, you were friends with fucking Epstein.
Right.
Don't talk to me about
There's
shit.
actual pictures of Trump, like, kissing under, like minors, like girls.
Ew.
Which is terrible.
I've not seen those,
and
but ew.
Yeah, it's obviously the Jeffrey Epstein documentary on Netflix gives you a lot more background on that.
I watched that too.
Very entertaining but disgusting. I kind of started it, but I don't know. I feel like I can't handle it, so I just didn't finish the rest of it. It's just so disgusting. And I don't know. I feel like because of their mannerisms, Trump really said that so that he could get Joe Biden to lash out and act unprofessional. I don't know if it's because Trump knew that he was already acting unprofessional, but I feel like he did that so he can get Joe Biden to kind of look bad.
Conservatives are dirty debaters. I'll say that now. I brought this up to Nevaeh before the podcast started, but we were talking about the debate and politics in general, and it's really funny because a lot of people apparently don't know that Chris Wallace is a conservative. The moderator, he's a conservative. He works for Fox News.
I had no idea. Just the way that he was talking to Trump and, like, opposing him, I was like, he's obviously, like, not gonna vote for him, but I didn't know that he was a Republican.
Yeah, the thing that I don't like conservatives. Like, I know that makes me sound like, oh, like, you're the worst, but, like, I can respect some Republicans, but, like, when you're
Same here.
When you're, like, conservative or way far gone than that, like, there's no way. Because if you're, like, against people's fucking human right to live, then how can we be friends, you know?
Right.
But, like, what I respect about Wallace is that he has always asked the hard-hitting questions for both sides whenever they're on, like, Fox News, I guess. I've never really watched him that much, but that's what I've been told. So, blame Vosh if he has never asked the hard-hitting questions, because that's what Vosh told me directly. We phone call every day. I'm just kidding. He's very famous.
Kind of moving on from that, because I could talk about that for a long time. Basically, it was a mess. Yeah. Anyways, Trump has COVID.
Oh,
how ironic.
Yeah.
He was the one opposing, wearing masks, and there was something with drinking bleach. I don't know if that stemmed from
Oh,
Trump.
that was him. He
Yeah.
said that hydrochloric acid would cure COVID in the beginning.
Oh my gosh. And then, lo and behold, even at the end of the presidential debate on TV, his Joe Biden's wife was wearing a mask, and they were showing people wearing masks, but then Trump and his wife weren't. I just, I don't know. I think it's so ironic.
That's classic karma right there.
Right. And even under his tweet of him announcing that he has COVID, there's people like posting pictures of like bleach and they're like, here, drink this. I think
That
it'll
was the
help.
funniest
Yes.
thing.
It's just so ironic. And then, okay, sorry not to go back to like the presidential debate, but it kind of relates to COVID. When he was talking about those people who have died because of COVID, and he was downplaying it like they were just numbers, that really infuriated me because this is probably like one of the worst tragedies to happen in a long freaking time. Not downplaying any other tragedies that have happened, but it's just terrible. It's a literally global pandemic, and he doesn't even show any form of sympathy towards the people who have died. I
Yeah,
think that's terrible.
because he's concerned about how it makes him look. Because
Right.
he's a fascist. He's a strong man. It's impossible for him to uh be like normal leaders would be like, okay, in any natural disaster or nature related thing, every like sane leader would be like, okay, we're gonna get through this, as a country, stay inside, and with people who are like these strongman type leaders, they are, they can't do that. They can't. It's just a reminder how weak they are in the grand scheme of things, and they don't
Mm-hmm.
like that reminder. So if anything, they're gonna deny it, and that's what we've seen. Trump. And also, I'm trying to think because I don't know a lot of geopolitical shit right now, but like there are some other authoritarian leaders around the world, and they're also struggling because they're authoritarian leaders. But yeah, so Trump has COVID, and that's fun. And Nevaeh was telling me, or showing me, you showed me a TikTok
Yeah.
about what was it exactly? How they're covering up, sort of
Oh
like
yeah, like
how well he's doing.
yeah, the severity of his case. I know on his Twitter he's like, I'm doing well and I'm recovering, and people are wishing him a speedy recovery, and basically even the media has been downplaying his state.
Yeah, both conservative and liberal guys.
Right,
The
right.
you know, the left though, we don't put up with that shit.
No.
Me and Nevaeh were just talking about it. We don't wish death upon people very often. But I would not oppose it at all.
Right. I'm not even gonna bring up what just makes me deeply infuriated with Donald Trump, but I just don't. I'm sorry. He's just one of the few people that I just cannot. I don't have a tolerance for. Um, in the media, they were saying like, kind of using different choice of words regarding his state, saying how he was going to. I forgot what the word was, like a wellness center instead of using hospital because the word hospital is
Mm.
alarming, and how he was showing um, symptoms very early on, within like the first 2 days of him having COVID. Like symptoms that you would get in the peak of you having it, but he's only had it for a couple days.
Yeah, and
And he's 70 years old, 71?
you
70?
something like that. You
Yeah.
saw the video on his Twitter, right? When I was like, Nevaeh, guess what? He's got COVID.
Yeah.
He was super pale.
And he looked so nasally.
Yeah, he was super stuffy.
Or sounded
Yeah, he
nasally.
looks nasally. How do you just look like you have a giant nose? You look
Yeah.
nasally. Nevaeh's crossing off what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Otherwise I'll lose
It
track.
just distracted me. There's a possibility. Like, you have ADHD, right?
Yes.
There's a strong possibility that I also have it. So if there are moments of like awkward silence and we just like completely come off topic, it's probably because of that.
Yeah, writing things down really helps me. So first day of fall. I mean, I don't know. I kind of think we should stay away from politics for now because this is not a political podcast.
Nah.
But it's what's been happening.
Best season is fall,
Fall.
autumn.
Agreed. I'm very excited. I'm trying to romanticize fall, everything about fall, like kind of like the dark academia aesthetic,
Oh yeah, that's
because
good.
I feel like as it gets colder, um,
Well, Dark Academia still kind of works in the winter, I think.
That's true. Yes. I'm so in love with it, and I feel like whenever it gets fall into winter, I mean, mainly for me, I know other people probably experience this too. Like just mental illness gets kind of bad.
Oh God, that's
So,
literally me right now.
yeah, right. So I've just been trying to romanticize it by watching like cool movies and enjoying like the leaves and everything. And I feel like it's been working for me to kind of like I know it's crazy to say, but like I'm just trying to fall in love with fall and winter. The
Well,
summer was just
anything
so
to make you happy,
uneventful.
you know? Fake
Right.
it till you make it, right?
Right. And because of the pandemic, I didn't do anything in the summertime, so I feel like that really helped a lot with me being excited for fall.
Mm.
Obviously, you can't still do as much, but with the summer, it was partially just so deep into quarantine. Now it's like people are doing socially distancing and wearing masks, but I don't know.
It's way less strict, you know?
Right. I mean,
Just
it's
go to the
just like a
store without
crazy thing to
fear.
process too. I mean, honestly, I don't blame people. Like, I I don't know, when people like wear masks but they go out and do a bunch of things, it's just such a crazy thing to process. It's a literally
We don't
pandemic.
party. I
Yeah.
mean, I just want to clarify. I've been seeing these like TikTokers and YouTubers, you know, the stupid side of YouTube, where they like not our side, the stupid side, like Jake Paul and stuff,
Yeah.
and how they like since the beginning, you know, have been even now have been like doing parties. There's been TikTok parties, and when people are like criticizing them, they say, "This is our job." It's like, no, your job is to make videos. You don't need to have
Right.
parties. The parties, you don't even film the parties for the most part. You're just having them.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I know because me and Mason just finished our senior year of high school when we graduated. So a lot of our friends have gone off to college in different states or just like far away from us in general.
Hmm.
And there's been a lot of college parties. And a couple of my friends have caught COVID and they've had to go to hotels and things like that.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously I haven't seen them, but there's like I've seen things like quarantine dorms on Snapchat, and then people like drop off food to the dorms in secret and things
Mm.
like that. Like, it's just crazy. I don't know. It just blows my mind how people just don't like. They need to take. They people need to be more precautious. I'm just
Yeah.
so annoyed because America has not been improving at all, but around the world, there's places where it's completely, not completely, but just eradicated.
New Zealand is completely eradicated.
Right. And just states or areas or countries and things like that where you can just like it's like almost gone or it's like manageable enough. I don't know. It's just not that hard to stay home and so I mean not stay home people work, but just take more precautions.
Yeah.
People are acting like there's not a pandemic going on right now. So,
Well, to be fair, neither of us are wearing masks right now.
yeah, well, I mean, I haven't gone anywhere in a long ass time.
I've only been to my dorm with like my three other roommates. I'm 100% positive they don't have COVID because two of them, one's from Germany, one's from Mexico, like they wouldn't be able to come here if they hadn't been like checked for COVID-19. And the other one's from Colorado. So
Yeah, and I've only seen Mason really, and I mean,
it was
obviously,
the
I have
last time we
friends.
filmed the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's the last time I really hung out with people.
That was 2 weeks ago ish.
Yeah, I'm making my sound sound like a crazy person, but I'm just paranoid because of COVID, and I only see Mason, so.
Quarantine buddies.
Yes.
We should move on to we do a little thing where Nevea is a big movie lover, and you know, we enjoy both of these things, but like Nevea is big into movies, I'm huge into books. So, and we're
Sweet.
obviously merging the gap because uh we've been doing a movie night, a virtual movie night,
Yep.
every week, because we are far away from each other,
Yeah.
and it's really fun. And we switch off like, oh, what movie is this? And then I'm trying to convert Nevea into a book lover, and we will talk about each of those things. So first, um, favorite movie. This is your time to
Yes.
talk.
Okay, me and Mason watched. Well, I'm gonna bring up two movies because we watched one on Monday and then another one. When did we watch West Side Story? Friday.
That was Friday.
Friday. Yeah.
It
Oh
was
my gosh.
Yeah, 2 this week.
Yes. Netflix party, Discord, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
First movie we watched is Forrest Gump. I love Forrest Gump. It's a classic.
Good movie.
And people who just haven't seen it, you need to go see it. It's a classic. Oh my gosh, Tom Hanks is such an amazing actor.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
in the time when being an actor in like the 80s or any time before then was like you didn't really have to have a lot of skill. You just had to be like
Right.
sort of compelling.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really have a lot to say about it other than it's just a really feel good movie. Um, I kind
And
of
sad.
Yeah, very
Both.
sad.
I'd say both.
But I feel like movies that kind of put you in an emotional roller coaster, kind of, and make you feel like you're in that person's shoes, makes it really successful. I mean, his character as Forrest Gump, I just want to hug him. Like he just seems so nice and just I don't know, like
So sweet.
yes. What was it? I know that's based off a book. Obviously I haven't read the book, but I think I will once I get back into reading more.
Mm-hmm.
After I watched the movie for the first time like 2 years ago, I kind of was wondering if Forrest Gump had like maybe in the book a diagnosable not physical disability but mental.
I'm sure he did. It must be some kind of autism.
Yeah, I've seen people ask in forums if he did have confirmed autism, but it's not confirmed in the book or in the movie. But I feel like that kind of gives it a simplicity because in the end of the day it doesn't really matter. I feel like if they did give him a diagnosable disability in the movie, it kind of would not make it less meaningful, obviously, but in the end of the day, it doesn't matter because he was an amazing person. Obviously, Forrest Gump wasn't a real person, but in the movie, he's like an amazing guy, and he's really
That
sweet.
whether you have a disability or not doesn't
Right,
account for like who you are. So
right. Yeah, so I feel like if they kind of like literally wrote down that he has, for example, autism or a different form of a disability, it would have kind of taken away from the authenticity of his character. So, yeah, it's not confirmed. It does say on Google though, what his physical ailment is because in the beginning of the movie he cannot properly use his legs. I know it starts with a P, but I didn't write it down, so I can't remember. But I dropped my pen.
use this one.
Oh, thank you, Mason. Trying to think of what else to bring up in the movie. I know the music that they played because it went through Forrest Gump's whole life. They kind of played music that was,
It starts in the 50s.
Yeah,
60s,
I played 50s, 60s, like correlating with the
70s,
time.
and then
I
80s.
thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I like that too.
So, and Mason.
The 60s part slapped.
Yes, Mason is familiar with so much music from that era. Like, it's insane. So, I feel like he really liked the music in the movie.
I did, indeed.
Yes.
I went up and looked up a bunch of the songs after, and some of the ones I didn't recognize, and downloaded them.
Okay.
Sorry, there was a brief interruption.
Yeah.
So we like paused the recording, and we're back. Do you want to move on from Forrest Gump, or do you want to keep talking?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it.
Just see how long the audio can go. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, and then next is West Side Story. That was a trip.
Yeah, it was a trip. It was so funny watching Nevaeh's reactions. As I've said before, I took several pictures
Yeah.
of her face when it was just completely jaw dropped.
I dropped another pen.
Oh my god, look at you dropping pens. Here, I got it.
Oh, thank you, Mason.
West Side Story, that was my pick. And it was a Broadway musical in the 40s and 50s, and then a movie in 61 or 63 or something, early 60s. It's fairly progressive, like the message that it's trying to convey. I love the musical though, the songs that are in it.
It slaps.
There's some real bops like the Jet song. America is one of my favorites, and then Dear Officer Krupke is my favorite. That one slaps. It's super offensive. It's so bad. Super offensive to like people with mental disabilities. So Forrest Gump would probably not like this movie.
No.
There's like one line. It's like my brother wears. No, it's
Oh,
like
my
my
brother.
sister wears a mustache. My brother wears a dress. Another interruption from
Yeah.
my brother.
Whoops.
West Side Story, good musical. Natalie Wood was in it.
Oh my gosh. She was the actress who had a really big phobia of water, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then because her mom took her to see like a gypsy, and the gypsy was like, "Oh, you're going to die from water." I don't know what that accent was, like Count Dracula or something. But
You will die from water.
you will die from water. Sorry, Dracula, if you're listening to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she feared water her whole life. Would even like not shower if she could avoid it. Then she died from drowning. So
That is crazy.
yeah, she was like, I believe she was hanging out with like Christopher Walken. I think that's the right story.
Wasn't her death not really confirmed though? I feel like how she drowned.
It was unsolved. Yes, like she drowned definitely. Like that was. I mean, you can get that from the autopsy, but
Right.
how like she came to be in the water, people don't know, because she was like on a ship with Christopher Walken and her husband, he was another famous actor, and I totally forgot his name. Nobody was like, what's the word, convicted or anything, or even tried for her death, because some suspect it to be murder, some think it's an accident. You know, there's a lot of in between things. If you want to know more, just look up a video on YouTube. I recommend BuzzFeed Unsolved because they did an episode on it, and that's how I know.
Yeah, that's how I know too. I remember that now. That was insane. But anyways, back to West Side Story. I remember Mason was telling me about how, what was it? Kind of like sensitive to compare to today's years, but like weren't like the actors not actually Puerto Rican?
Yes.
So they had to like kind of make their skin tone look more darker.
Yeah, that whole thing is really interesting because, well, the thing is that I find really funny is with their makeup is that most of the actors were Greek, because the Mediterranean skin is, you know, naturally just like a bit tanner, and then they like added makeup on top of that to make them even darker. And there was one Puerto Rican actress, Anita. She ended up winning an Oscar, the first Puerto Rican woman to win an Oscar in that movie, which is great for her.
Yeah.
She's like paler, you know, because like I don't think Puerto Ricans are not all that dark, are they? I couldn't say. And so she ended up being paler than the rest of the non-white cast.
The only actual woman of color.
The white cast, I mean. Yes. And so they had to make her skin darker to like compensate for that. And also, this is something I didn't tell you, Nevaeh.
Ooh.
But there's a little fun fact about this movie. It was supposed to be the first like musical to have like swears in it.
Oh.
So there are certain parts, like, for example, in the Jet song, they're singing like, when you're a jet, and so there's one part where they're like, the whole ever mother loving street or something, and it's supposed to be motherfucking street.
Oh.
But obviously it was censored because
Right.
the musical, they like decided in the end not to have it have swears. There's one part in Dear Officer Krupke, G Officer Krupke, I don't remember the title actually of the song, where they're like at the end it's like, Dear Officer Krupke, Krupp you. It's supposed to be fuck you.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, and I think censorship was a big thing back then.
Oh,
too.
the Hays Code for
Yeah.
movies. I don't know about musicals, but I'm sure they weren't allowed to, you know, put swears in them.
Right.
Those were like the movies, I guess.
Yes, sure.
Books.
Now it's book time.
So I thought I should update y'all on my past thing. At the time, I was still reading Les Mis. I have finished it. This is the fastest I've gone through a book of this size ever. This is the largest book I've ever read. It's 1,200 pages. I read it in like 17 days, I believe. Am I right?
Oh my gosh. insane. That's insane. All of Les Mis in under a month.
Well,
Ah.
thank God for the audiobook, because that thing really helped me. I would put it on 1.5 speed, which probably really helped me get through it quickly. And then after I finished it, I put it back to 1 speed to see like, oh, what does it sound like normally?
Right.
And oh my God, it was so slow. My brain was just so used to like, and Valjean, like it was just so fast.
Valjean.
But yes, good book overall. It's not very emotionally like attached, because 1/3 of it's philosophy, 1/3 of it's history, and then 1/3 of it's the actual story.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about that.
So it's like harder to get attached to the characters versus like the movie and the musical do it quite well. The current book that I'm reading now, which I was supposed to be reading until I was like, what if I just read Les Mis, lol. So I'm continuing that. It's called I have it right here. I always forget exactly what the title is. The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. Yes, Klune.
Is this the one you told me about when we were on the video call?
Oh,
it sounds
it's about
so
like
cool.
Orphanage and like sort of dystopian-esque future. There's a bunch of booktubers who are reading this because it's a 2020 release. It came out this year. So if you want to hear more about it, just like look it up. It's good. I'm 74% through it, I'd say. That was I don't know if you could hear that, but my mom was screaming, like, come on, at the bears. Nevaeh and I, as I said, I'm trying to convert Nevaeh into a book reader.
Yes, sir.
And so I was like, what better way to do that than to...
We first bonded
together with like Lord of the Rings. So I was like, I'll just give you my Fellowship of the Ring copy. And it was a spare paperback that I had from our local bookshop.
Yes, we're going to do a buddy read. Just keep up kind of with the same chapters,
same
just
pace-ish.
about through an audiobook.
The audiobook.
Yes.
So good. I discovered it like my first read, which was literally a year ago now. The audiobook is so good. The guy did it for fun, and he does the voice acting of every character so well.
There's such range in his voice. It's hard to believe that it was just one dude.
Yeah, he does like Gandalf and Pippin and Gimli like all really well, I'd say. Like they sound like just like them. And then every other character also sounds like themselves, you know. If you if you'd been a fan of the movies and then you just listen to the audiobook, it feels like you're watching the movie, but like reading the book, you know. There's so much more information.
Right.
And he does things like a crackling fire in the background, certain sound effects, and it really does feel like you're in Hobbiton. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I feel like throughout high school, my like persuasion to read books on my own just kind of died because school was just tragic. I don't know how Mason did it, but every day after school I'd go home and sleep. I did not want to look at a book.
Oh, to be honest, I felt tempted to sleep all the time. Those introvert vibes. Yep. Be like, you know, school is cruel to introverts because we don't get any really time alone at school. And so all your energy is just used up, and then by the end of the day, you just want to fucking die. Right.
Yeah, there'd be days where I'd sleep past dinner or until the next day.
Oh, jeez.
Bad.
That is not a good feeling when you fall asleep and wake up the next day.
It makes me like depressed. I don't know why, but it just makes me feel like I missed out on like the rest. Obviously, I did miss out on the rest of the day, but I don't know. That's just so anxiety inducing for me.
Yeah.
Sleep in.
It's not a good feeling. So we'll update you guys in another 2 weeks on how far we've gotten.
Yes, sir. I'm so excited for it.
Yes. So, personal stories is our next sort of segment thing. Do you have any stories you'd like to tell?
I mean, if you'd like to go first, you can.
Okay.
But I have an idea, but all I can think about is my diagnosis story, and that's it.
That is a good story.
Okay. Okay.
Do you
Well.
want to tell that one? I've been talking for so fucking long.
Okay.
Your turn.
Okay, I'll spare Mason. If you guys hear this, I'm gonna make fun of it. It kind of has dark themes, but I like to make fun of it. It's funny. You're allowed to laugh. Um,
That's what dark humor is.
yeah, right?
Making fun of your own pain.
Okay, I have type 1 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, cold urticaria, and hypothyroidism, and probably some other thing I'm missing. But yeah, but my biggest diagnosis was the type 1 diabetes, obviously. That was my recent diagnosis in 2018, in July 6th was when I was diagnosed. I honestly don't know when I kind of started spiraling to get a diagnosis. Should I explain what type 1 diabetes is?
Probably, because people are going to think that you're like
Obese.
900 pounds.
True. Okay, so obviously there's two different types of diabetes. There's type 1 and there's type 2. Type 1 is basically when your pancreas that produces insulin, the organ that produces insulin, just dies, either because of a genetic cause or related to other chronic diseases. Type 2 is kind of lifestyle related. It can be old age or obesity. I'm not really familiar with type 2 because I don't have it.
Too much McDonald's.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Yeah, but I know people can be just older and really fit and still get type 2. It's just because you're consuming too much, your pancreas can't keep up or it just gets weakened. But it's not genetically caused. Type 2 diabetics can take pills. Type 1 diabetics cannot take pills. They can only receive insulin through injections. I don't know why.
Gotta get you a metal pancreas.
Yeah, right. Type 2 can go away with a healthy lifestyle. Type 1 can never go away. So it's not smart to be like, should you not be eating that because there's too much sugar? It's like, no. As long as a type 1 diabetic gives insulin for it, then they're good. Because it's never going to go away. They never brought it onto themselves. So, they don't really need to watch what they eat. They're just regular people. But anyways.
Your diagnosis.
Oh, yes, my diagnosis. Okay, I remember on the 4th of July, me and my family went to this festival thing with fireworks and everything like that. And we were there for 3 hours, and I used the bathroom 16 times.
Oh, God.
I went to the porta potty back and forth. I remember peeing myself. Because it was so bad. Like, it was bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
You didn't even tell me this part. I didn't know about the, like, diagnosis.
Yeah. So, yeah, that happened. And basically the reason why you pee so much is because, okay. Oh my gosh. I'm just, sorry. I feel like I'm going to be talking so much right now. But, basically, when you have type 1 diabetes, any food that you consume, even if it's not sugary, it's considered glucose. So, when you consume food, glucose, it goes to your pancreas, and your pancreas uses insulin, a hormone, to break glucose down so it can distribute throughout your body and it can give you,
But it just passed right through you.
Yeah, right. It just passes right through you because your pancreas isn't working, insulin is not there. So it goes straight through you and you lose a massive amount of weight because your body doesn't have anything to use it to empower itself, so it eats the fat in your body. So it passes through me. I'm losing crazy weight, going to the bathroom so often. And your body's number one way of getting rid of sugar is through urination. And basically any form of like liquid secretion. So sugar, like your brain, your organs get like saturated in sugar because it doesn't go anywhere. Unhealthy amounts of sugar can just like it saturates in every part of your body. So in your like even your tears, your saliva,
Ugh.
your brain gets saturated in glucose. So there's like
sugar brain.
Yeah, it like fogs you up, and people get into maniac episodes from being too high or too low in sugar because your brain literally cooks in sugar. It just blocks the way you think. And that's why diabetics lose their sight because there's too much sugar like coating their eyes, things like that. So yeah, it's really interesting. And when it coats your organs, you go into ketoacidosis, which is acid spilling into your blood, but I'm talking way too much. Anyways,
the story.
Yeah, the story, yes. So, that was kind of the day before, or 2 days before I went to the doctor. Wait.
Are you going to talk about when you like almost fell into a coma, or what
Oh
comes
yeah, yeah.
first?
Okay, well, I was scheduled for a doctor's appointment, but I was postponing it for like 4 months. Besides all of my other chronic illnesses, I never really went to the doctor for those because I'm they never fluctuated or changed. I just always lived with them, so I never really needed to go to the doctor as frequently. I just dealt with them. But they said if I didn't go to the doctor the next day and I waited probably like 2 more weeks, I would have had a seizure and died. So it was
Jeez.
a complete, like, what's the word? Coincidence that I decided to go to the doctor's that next day because I was postponing it for 4 months. I feel like if I didn't go that day, I don't know what would have happened.
Dude, fate could have killed you like 17 times, but somehow you bested
Right.
it every
I
time.
just think about it like if I was like a Victorian child, I would have been dead. I just think that's so crazy to think about. Like if I wasn't born even like 40 years ago, my life would have been severely changed.
Even 20 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. Like insulin pumps weren't a thing. Manual injection machines were like huge, but now it's completely changed. But anyways, I went to the doctor and TMI Mason, but because I was peeing so much, I was like, maybe I have a UTI. So they had me, do ding,
Dooding.
pee in a cup. They had me doot in a cup. Anyways, so I twinkled in a cup.
Twinkled.
Yeah, and because I said earlier,
They took one sip of that and they were like, that's codeine, that's sugar. That's some sugar right there.
No, but like I said, sugar is present in any form of liquid. So obviously, the number one way of testing if you have glucose or sugar or high sugars is besides finger poking is through your urine. So they tested it, and obviously there were so many ketones, which is the word for sugar in your blood, or sugar in your urine. So they said I need to go to hospital immediately. So I took a little happy trip to the hospital through the wee woo bus.
Wee woo bus. How much you get charged for that?
I don't want to know.
$8,000.
Yeah, like if you, Mason, if we in the future, if like you ever catch me seizing, don't call a wee
Don't
woo
worry.
bus.
We talked
Call
about this
me
last
an Uber.
podcast. I'll call you an Uber.
Yeah, we did talk about this last
Like
podcast.
whoever's driving that, Jamal, can get you there faster. All right,
Jamal. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm not paying thousands of dollars for a 5-minute trip in the wee woo bus. No thanks, call me an Uber. I'll tip them 5 stars if they get me there alive. But yeah, basically took it and I got there and
They put you down.
They euthanized me. The end.
The end. Bye.
We have such bad ADHD. I'm not getting anywhere with telling this story.
This has been a mess of a podcast. We both just had so many quiet moments. Just like,
oh my
and,
God.
but,
yeah. Okay, trying to remember what happened. Okay. Oh.
You got to the hospital.
Yeah, writing my scholarship essays, they love this shit. They ate this up like crack. But I got to the hospital, and they said that they were surprised I was even walking. I get my blood drawn, and this is all in the hallway, very chaotic. I don't know why. This isn't downtown Chicago, but the hospital was flooded, and this is the peds ward, the pediatric ward, basically minors. And I get there, and we have to sit on a little bed in the hallway, and there's just so many people in the hallway. I have no idea why there was, but the nurse kind of squats down in the middle of the hallway and starts drawing my blood, and he was like, "Would you like a priest?" And I was like, "Huh? Hey, you said what?"
About to die?
Yeah. And my mom and my twin brother were basically like frozen. They're like, my mom didn't even say anything. I don't like to think about this a lot because I feel like if I actually did die, what her reaction would have been, because she had no reaction. Like, obviously she cared, but I feel like she was just so consumed with shock that
Orion would be like, take me with you.
Yeah. I'm honestly glad it was me over my brother, though, because I feel like if it was Orion, then
Orion would just be like, see you guys later.
All right.
Peace out.
Gotta leave. But yeah, he asked, this nurse, I feel like he was really weird. He literally just asked in front of me, would you like a priest? Like, what? No.
Y'all Catholic?
Right, no, like my mom is, but she didn't even want the priest. I felt like that was kind of a weird question to ask. It was a religious hospital, but I don't know. I feel like it was really out of pocket.
St. Jesus
Right.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
Just kidding. That's
it was
not real.
Loyola. I know Loyola is a religious hospital, college, university place. Yes.
Yes.
And he said he was like, would you like your last rites read to you? And I was like, what? He asked this before anything could be confirmed. He tested my blood sugar, and he said it was above 1,000. The regular number should be 120. And I was at 1,000. And this part scares me because usually people are diagnosed from like 400 to, 600. But I was in the thousands. And usually I start feeling nauseous when I'm in 400 nowadays. I don't know how I even...
Dude, that sugar was clouding your brain.
It was. I don't even remember feeling nauseous at all. I remember just being really thirsty, but nowadays when I go high, I get nauseous out of all things. He asked if I wanted my last rites read to me, and I just froze. I just looked at my mom.
You flatlined right there.
But yeah, and I was in ketoacidosis, which is where the acid spills in your blood, and basically my organs were shutting down. So they had to put me in a euthanized coma for 24 hours. Very fun. Yeah, it was interesting.
Wait, they kind of did put you down. Just like temporarily.
They did. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I obviously don't remember a lot from any of that hospital trip, but I feel like because my sugars were dramatically dropped within a night, it just kind of like knocked me out. What was it? Basically I just learned how to do injections in my stomach and my thigh and my arm.
And then you eventually got a pump.
Yeah, and I got a pump. I did 7 shots every day to myself for 6 months. I don't know how the fuck I did that.
Geez. Especially with your memory.
I know. I remember it. But the hospital stay was really nice, and that's what made me want to become a pediatric nurse. So I met some other cool kids there.
Your experience was nice because you were unconscious for most
Yeah.
of it. I can't imagine trying to fall asleep with beep, beep.
It was
beep
bad.
everywhere.
Whenever I'd hold my breath, the thing would go off because I was in the ICU, and I had like so many machines around me, and every time I would just like hold my breath, I could hear it. I was like, "Yo, that's creepy."
They give you like a lollipop. You go like you're not breathing when you're like eating it, and just go beep. She dead.
Yeah. But the nurses were nice, and I mean, it was a fun time. I got a lot of attention from my family. I'm trying to think of something else. Oh yeah, wait, briefly. You know how I do tarot readings, Mason?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Literally on July 1st, I hung out with a few friends. And I am not a believer in this stuff, right? I mean, obviously I am now. Yeah, just for fun. But, boy, I did 3 tarot readings. I knew nothing about tarot. I don't do this many readings anymore if anyone listening isn't a tarot. But, yeah, my friend did 3 readings for me on 3 different decks. And I asked a question about my health. Don't know why. I was just curious about it. I was like, I was just curious, like, where it's going to go, what's going to happen. And I swear to God, this scared me so bad.
Did you get death?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I got death on all 3 readings.
Geez.
Which is, let me tell you, if you don't know how tarot works, death is, like, one of the craziest cards to get. I got death and the tower. The tower and death, mainly the tower is like the worst card you can get if you get the tower. Obviously, in some ways it can be good. Death means change. It could be death of an era. But I literally got death.
You did kind of get death of an era, though, too.
Yeah, I did.
Death of freedom
like dramatic life change. But I just thought, I didn't think about it until I was there. So I wasn't a believer for a long time, and now I feel like I kind of am to an extent. Tarot is like a good guidance card, but obviously
now she does nothing but talk about essential oils.
Yeah,
and she's telling me not to go to hospitals. Yeah, when I got COVID the other day, she told me to drink some hydrochloric acid.
Yeah, Do some lavender drops into your hair and massage it in. You'll be all good.
Yeah.
You'll patch it up.
Yeah. She offered to stick me with needles. Acupuncture? That's it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called, though.
I just know it from Kung Fu Panda.
Acupuncture,
that's right.
Oh my gosh, but yeah, that's my story now. It hasn't been easy. The first 6 months were, but now it's just kind of like downhill. But I'm getting better at it. It's constant monitoring of numbers, but that is my diagnosis. Lore.
Oh, lore to Nevaeh's character. I was going to tell like a little story about what happened over the summer, but now Nevaeh's story got me thinking about high school. I think it was junior year. Yes, it was junior year, and me and Nevaeh sat. I sat in front, and then she sat behind me, and there was one other kid in front of me. But I would like turn around in my little desk and we would talk.
Yes.
And there was one point when I like cracked a joke or something, and then Nevaeh was like laughing and happy and normal, and then Nevaeh just completely freezes.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, completely freezes, and then just starts ruffling in her bag, like kind of like freaking out, but like not saying anything. And I'm like looking like, whoa, did my joke not land? Like, stupid shit. And then she like
I totally forgot about this.
She pulls out all her shit, and she's like pricks herself, with the little thing, and she's like, oh my god, like freaking out. And I'm like, what? And she's like, were you super low?
I was low.
You were super low.
I was 62, and the number where you usually, for me, to get to like faint is 25. So I was going low. Usually when you're at that number, you're just continuously rapidly dropping.
Yeah. And so I don't even remember exactly how it like happened, but I remember I was like, oh, just go like to the nurse. And so you were going up to our English teacher at the time, and you were she wasn't turning around. I remember she was talking to a student, and Nevaeh's just standing there like, and then I was just still kind of sitting in my seat at that point, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go with you. And so like I stood up, and like then you kind of left out the door. I followed you, and then I was like, we were going down the stairs to the nurse's. Our classroom was right above like where the nurse was, so parallel. Thankfully. So we were just going down the stairs. There was like two kind of like rows of stairs, a middle section, or one row of stairs, middle section, another row of stairs. And so like Nevaeh is like holding onto the rail. I'm like, do you need support? And you're like, no. And then you go, you like take another step, and then you like almost fall, like your legs almost give out, and I gotta like support you down the stairs.
Oh,
we're going down the stairs. Oh yeah, you know me.
Yeah, big macho strong man.
Yeah, I should have just picked you up and take you down the stairs, throw you in the nurse's office. Bye.
I know. Yeah, that was fun because when I'm low, my legs give out first. I don't know why, but they do. But Mason helped me walk down the stairs. Very appreciative. I feel like if he didn't go with me, I would have just been lying in the stairwell.
I think you would have tumbled down.
Yeah, face forward.
Yeah, exploded. The sugar would have overloaded your system.
Right.
Well, the non-existent sugar, actually.
Yeah, non-existent. Low. Exactly. Wow, Mason, you're so smart.
Yeah, I'm so smart. I'm the expert here. I'm the one studying to be a nurse.
Yes, not Mason is, and I'm studying illustration. And you forgot your major for a second.
Eventual library studies.
Yes, library
science. Library science. It's a science, okay?
Yes, science.
I'm gonna be getting my master's.
Yes, kind of an unknown realm right now, but he's basically a scientist.
Yeah, I'm basically yeah. If you wanna like sum up what I am, I'm a scientist. My IQ when I last got a test was 120.
200.
Yes, 200. not 120. 200.
Yes.
I'm smarter than Einstein.
Yes.
So.
What was Einstein's IQ?
Yeah, he was like 160. 50.
Dang.
I know 100 is average.
Oh.
Which is why we all know that you have 75.
Yeah, I have a 75, guys. Just like Forrest Gump. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay. Oh shit, we are falling so behind right now. We didn't even do our segments, bro.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do
Crap.
mine real quick. Actually, this is perfect because mine is really short and obvious this time.
Okay.
So this is my segment where I basically describe a movie to Nevaeh, and Nevaeh has to guess what it is, and I'm really broad with it.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so here we go. Over the summer, oh fuck, I'm reading the wrong thing. Here we go. Character A moves into an apartment. A discovers a way into an alternate universe. That was Discord. Okay. A interacts with the people in this universe.
Okay, I already know what it is.
God damn it.
But it's not an apartment, though. It's a house.
Yes, but I wanted to be as broad as possible because they're flats, you know?
Okay, wait, I want to hear your description.
It's really stupid.
It's not dumb. It's a good choice.
Well, A interacts with people here who are slightly different from home. These are characters B and C primarily. A enjoys the time there, comes back often. B and C try to convince A to stay through introducing something that A has to do. But A is uncomfortable and leaves. B kidnaps A's parents. A comes back to save them. B plays a game with A. A eventually defeats B and returns home with A's family safe and sound. Can you guess what it is?
Cool. No. It's Lord of the Rings.
No. Oh, yeah, it was Harry Potter all along.
It's Scream.
Yeah.
It's Coraline.
Coraline.
I always liked that game, though.
That game?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were saying like you like the game Coraline.
No, there's a game that they made off Coraline. PS2 game, I think.
Interesting. My favorite PS2 game is Ratatouille. It's the best fucking game.
Yeah, I played that too.
Really?
I had a Disney Princess one though that I was in love with.
Oh my god, there was one fucking Disney. This is really fucking gay, but there was one Disney Princess game that me and my sister would play all the time. It was on Wii, and it was amazing. You could
I think it was the same one.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember getting it for the Wii and PS2.
Okay, where you could go, you were like trying to like become a princess or some weird thing, and you would like go into all their worlds or whatever.
That's exactly it.
What's it called?
Oh, I don't know, but my friend
and there was like an evil like there were different doorways, and then there was like
you could create
a final
your own
battle.
character.
Yeah.
Oh,
and wasn't there was like a final battle with some evil thing?
I really want to replay that shit. If we ever manage to play games, we should play that.
Yes, we should.
That sounds like so much fun. I remember like I used to love like the whole princess thing when I was yet little. That game was so much fun. I forgot what it was called.
For Princess Jasmine.
Yes, of course. Oh my gosh, my queen. Wow. Yeah, I remember that game. How did we get talking about that game?
I don't remember. We were talking about Coraline.
Yeah. PS2 games.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Coraline.
Good times.
Good book written by my favorite author, and you gave me the copy of Coraline so I could read. Yeah. I still have it, and I love it. It's on my little Neil Gaiman collection shelf. So now it's time for your segment.
Yes. Okay.
Sorry, we were so talkative today.
I know.
Even though our ADHD is probably there's probably 20 minutes of this.
Yeah.
That's just silence.
Gosh. Yeah, probably, but it's okay. We can edit it. It's okay. Anyways, that's okay.
You again.
I dropped my ring. Okay, facts. This is my segment this week. Last week it was funny reviews on movies. Well, yeah, just movies. That's all I could find.
And Nevaeh's probably gonna from now on keep it broad. Like what's on the internet this week.
Yeah.
Or right now, sort of thing. We prepare these segments literally when we meet up, and then we
do it.
We do it.
Not much solid thought, but maybe in the future I'll put more thought into it. Anyways, these are facts. I'm gonna have Mason guess. I'm gonna basically describe, make a question out of the fact. You guys will get it once I read it, and maybe you guys can play along too. Basically, Um. Oh wait. Okay, Mason's already heard this first one. Most Korean people don't have armpit odor, which I thought was crazy.
Yeah.
What? Like,
Well, now I know that my middle school good friend Sarah, if you listen to this, she didn't have odor, so that's great.
yeah. And as a
I'll
result
make sure
of
to
this,
tell her.
right? Yeah, I just thought that was crazy. I don't know. I've never really thought about armpit odor before, but I thought it was a universal thing. Like every human had it, but I guess not.
You thought about it when you smelled it.
Yeah, honestly, smelt it, you dealt it. Gosh. Anyways, yeah. So as a result, deodorant is not very commonly sold in Korea, North Korea, and South. Just kidding. I really don't know if that's true.
Well, they certainly don't sell it in North Korea, do they?
Yeah, no. Next fact, but this is a question. What is the small? This one can be taken out of context. What's the smallest bone in your body?
I actually don't know.
Any guesses?
I'm gonna go and say, like, the thumb.
No, it's your ear.
Wait, but aren't ears like cartilage?
I thought so too. I should know this because I'm a nursing student. But we haven't actually answered that question yet.
Didn't you take, what was it, like?
Anatomy.
Yeah, anatomy.
Yeah, and in high
Senior year.
school. I don't remember the name, but I did know that. I just don't remember the name. It's the ear though. Anyways. Anyways, okay. What percent of the ocean has been explored?
Oh, I saw a video about this kind of recently. Oh fuck. I'm gonna say 30%.
It's 5.
Oh, what? Jesus.
Yeah, it's okay though. I thought that was insane. Like how many communities there could be down there.
Communities.
I think
Like
that's
School
cool
of Fish.
communities.
They
Yes.
got like the worker
Drama.
fish.
Like that's a whole other world on our world. If
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. You know, like the whole like tale of like mermaids and stuff,
Yes.
and how they're like the real, not like the fucking Little Mermaid, that
Mhm.
shit, but like the real myths, and how like, you know, how they live in the like pitch black and their creepy faces and
Yeah,
stuff.
the sirens kind of.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
more
sort of
mythological,
sirens. Yeah.
but-
It's crazy to think because like who's to say something like that doesn't exist? Something
That's
kind of humanoid.
true.
We haven't seen it.
There's so much that could be discovered, and we haven't discovered it. That it just gives me chills. Like that gives a possibility for there to be anything anywhere.
I mean, megalodons, right, are like, they did exist in prehistoric times. The fucking Jaws ass looking
Yeah,
sharks.
true. Or that'd be like a perfect hideout for like government places. I
that
don't know.
that they're just lying about the pressure, so they're just
Yeah.
they're down there in their little like tube things. I
Right.
don't know.
Just basically at places where like you need a lot of money to get to. I don't know. I envision there's like someone has to be using that as a resource. You know what I mean? That has so much capability. But
I have a question. I know this is your segment, but I just
I don't care.
want to ask: would you rather us continue like explore the ocean more or space more? I'd say ocean personally. I want to know what's on our own fucking planet.
Same. I'd say the ocean. I know, obviously, there's other universes out there, but
Other galaxies.
yes,
know,
other galaxies.
thing.
So that means there could be other people, other societies. That's crazy.
Yeah, and our Earth is about to die.
Yeah.
Gotta get out.
Right. Yeah, gotta get
See
out.
you, Earth.
But I don't know. I feel like exploring the water would be
Yeah, that would be
better.
fun. Maybe it'll
Yeah.
be like the year 3000, and we'll all
True.
actually end up living underwater.
Probably because the Earth is gonna get too hot, anyways. Okay, next question. I don't know how to put this in a question form. When trying to find a cure for AIDS, the Mayo Clinic did what to cats?
To cats?
Basically, this is like a side effect of them trying to find a cure, and the cats experience this.
Okay.
Very broad, very broad.
Did they have seizures? That's my guess. Final answer.
Final answer. Beep.
Beep.
Well, I mean, it's kind of less. I'll kind of like narrow it down because it could do anything to cats. It's less like medical and more of like a cool like appearing thing.
Oh. Did it like? Did it perhaps, like change their eye color or something? No.
Nope.
I don't know. I give up.
It made them glow in the dark. I thought that was cool. I just like
Wow.
imagined a bunch of glow in the dark kitties. Don't know how accurate that source is. But...
Well, they're glow in the dark like animals do exist. There's a fucking what's it called? This.
I know
There's-
the fish. There's fish that glow in the dark.
Yeah, they take the like, I don't know exactly like the gene from
Okay.
that or something, and like, put it with, like, is it goats that they did that on? I know that there's
Ew.
also a spider goat. They took a goat can make webs.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow, Mason.
Well, this is my segment now.
Yeah. What's the Twitter bird's name? Because you know the Twitter bird?
Yeah, I've never actually heard. Is it like tweet or something stupid?
No, it's a basic name. It's like a white man name.
Tom.
Sorry, that's offensive.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna Google it because I actually wrote it down. I have two names in my.
I'm gonna go with my guess is Tom.
Okay, it's not that.
Tom the tweeter,
Tom the Tweety bird.
Tweety bird.
Oh, it's. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
It's Larry.
Larry. What the fuck?
I know it's not anything like relating to birds. They had so many good bird puns they could have used.
Yeah.
But I guess not. Like
Twatter.
Tweety the Twitter bird.
The twit.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay. This isn't a question, but it's a fact. Neil Armstrong didn't say that's one small step for mankind. Instead, he said that's one small step for a mankind, which I thought was interesting.
A mankind. Why would he say that?
I don't know, but apparently he said a mankind. I mean,
Just the white people.
honestly,
The singular
Yeah.
a mankind.
Right. I kind of feel like they, for the sake of like it flowing better, they said
They lied.
yeah, they said that's one small step.
He just
for
kind of
mankind.
fucked up. He was like,
Yeah.
one small step for man, Amanda. Amanda, that's like his wife.
Yeah. Also, he didn't say we have a problem, Houston. A lot of people think that's where the quote comes from, but it comes from a Tom Hanks movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from Apollo 13, I think. I could be wrong.
I feel like there's so many fucking... Or Apollo 11, it was like another
11.
thing, too.
I don't know. Some Apollo that Tom Hanks played in. And he said it in the movie, but he didn't.
We have a problem, Kentucky.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, he didn't actually say it. He said it in the movie. I always thought Neil Armstrong said, we have a problem, Houston.
I always thought it was Louis Armstrong who said it.
Oh, yeah.
That's a joke.
Well, he is,
Louis Armstrong.
musician.
Yeah, the musician. Why would he say it?
I don't know. I mean, I could hear... Maybe he had a problem with his instrument.
I see trees. I just think of Madagascar.
Me
That's all I think of.
Me too. Oh
my sister
gosh.
can't listen to it because it makes her cry.
Oh,
Because she
why?
thinks of how his best friend wanted to eat him. That's what she thinks of.
I just think of King Mort from Madagascar. Morty, I'm paralyzed from the waist down.
It sounds kind of like you're Jamal.
Morty, please help me. I am paralyzed from the waist down and I cannot feel my legs.
Was his name Marty?
Morty, I don't know.
It wasn't Maurice.
No, King
Julian.
King
but
Julian. But
his little assistant was like Maurice, right?
yeah, Maurice, I think.
Yeah, Maurice. I can't do it.
I think he called him Mart. No, he didn't.
Mart-
Maurice,
isn't-
I am paralyzed from the... I can't do it.
Isn't Marty the name of the zebra?
Yeah! Oh my gosh. Wow,
And
Mason
then
has such a
Alex
good memory.
is the name of the...
Lion?
Dude, I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Me either. I remember there was one scene with the hippo and they like kind of sexualized her.
Oh, that was in the second
That was
one,
creepy.
right?
Yeah, it was when they went to Africa. But it was freaking creepy.
I liked the circus one.
Yes! I remember that ad of the zebra was played everywhere.
It's like The Greatest Showman, but better. I've never seen The
Yeah,
Greatest Showman yet.
me either. It doesn't have Zac
I will.
Efron and Zendaya.
I
Or
don't
is
know.
that a different one?
I'm not sure, but it do have our boy Hugh Jackman. So
Oh, I'm thinking about completely different. Wait, I could be really wrong.
The
right
Greatest
now.
Showman is like another like circus thing.
Yeah, I know. I know it does have Wolverine in it. So
Wolverine.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, Wolverine was also in Les Mis.
Yeah.
The real Wolverine directly from the Marvel comics.
Right.
Pulled them right out.
Right out. His character, he's in the suit and everything in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Elvis was had 14 nominations. I'm not sure if they were all Grammys, but I feel like you should guess how many Grammys he actually won out of his 14 nominations.
I'm gonna say...
Yeah, I was surprised. Like, I was really surprised.
I'm gonna say 2.
Very close.
Really?
It was 3.
It was 3. Yeah, because... Well, Grammys is the one for singing, right?
Pretty sure.
Well, even though he was like a sensation, you know, rock sensation, like, and I love, like, everyone loves his voice, of course. But, like, I feel like, it doesn't really compare to some of, like, the, like, best singers. I don't know, especially in a different time.
True. I know he won one of them because of Jailhouse Rock. So. Because it was really popular.
Yeah, that one, that's a bop.
Yes, very, very classic bop.
Is that all of them?
Oh, I was genuinely curious about what your response was to this. But I really want to know, obviously you haven't asked this question before in your life, but if you were stranded on an island, what items would you bring?
Okay.
Like, if you were killed in Minecraft, what items would you drop?
This is one of those, like, icebreaker questions.
Yeah.
I hope the Minecraft version of what you just said becomes the future one.
Yeah, I heard it on
our
TikTok.
Our generation being, like an AAA meetings.
Yeah.
Icebreaker questions. In Minecraft, what items would you drop?
If you were to be killed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I think, well, my phone's kind of useless, isn't it? Does it have to be stuff that I have with me, or is this like is this like Stranded Deep levels, or is this like the kind of thing that's like, what's your favorite things?
True. Whatever you want it to be.
Okay,
I feel like we shouldn't do technology though, because I kind of...
Yeah, I guess I'll just do like the things I like. Haha, icebreaker. Would probably be just a fuck ton of books.
I was expecting that same reply.
Like a fuck ton of books. Something to draw with, and my mom just blew her nose. She sounded like an elephant. It's usually 3. I guess like my record player / records, because then I could listen to music on the island. I know that's kind of cheating because we said no technology, but it's retro.
As long as it's not like your phone, your laptop, or your tablet. That's what I was meaning, because that's kind of boring response. But yes.
Oh, I'd bring my phone. I'd bring my essential oil.
My acupuncture kit.
When it gets stressed, when the coconut falls out, hits me on the head. Some Advil. Some alcohol.
Yeah. I was expecting that response from Mason. Very classic Mason.
Classic
Mason.
Classy Mason.
Yes.
Like, catch me reading Gatsby on the island.
Right. Gosh, shipping the 2 main characters.
Oh, yeah. Because if you didn't read it like that, you're wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong. I'm sorry. They have so much sexual attention throughout the whole book. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
So that's Nevaeh's little segment. So, round of applause.
Thank you.
I think that was kind of like it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I kind of eventually want to like try to figure out how to like record gameplay and put that up.
Yes,
that'd be really funny. Yeah, please comment, hit like, subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram.
I'll have
links in the description, of course. Well,
that was the end of episode 2. Many more to come.
Many more.
We'll update y'all on where we're on Lord of the Rings, if Trump is dead, and if America is in shambles.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah. Okay.
See you in 2 weeks.
Okay, bye.